Welcome to Verilog Programming. In this session, we will discuss about Verilog code for 4-bit counter. First of all, we'll discuss how this circuit works. So here we will discuss about 4-bit counter in which we have 3 input signals, the clock signal, then a reset signal, which is RST, and up signal, and we have 4 bits of output, which is denoted by Q of 0 to 3. That means 4 bits of output Q0, Q1, Q2 and Q3. So we have 3 inputs and 1 output, which is 4 bit. Now by applying the signal at up, so when I apply one signal to this up, one value to this up signal, so in that case your output will generate the result from 0 0 0 0, then next output will be 0 0 0 1 up to the last number will be 1111. So 16 different types of outputs you will get. So corresponding values, decimal value will be 0 here, 1 and so on till the last value is 15. That is F is denoted by F in hexadecimal. So when up is equal to 1, it will go from 0 to F. When up is equal to 0, your circuit will decrease the counting, that is 1111 will be the initial value, then 1110, 1101 and the last value will be 0000. So by controlling the one signal, which is up signal, you can count either increasingly or decreasingly with reset and clock applied. So when clock is applied, your circuit will work, otherwise it will retain its value, previous value, and reset is used to reset your counter to the normal value. So this is how the circuit works, which is 4-bit counter in which we have 4 bits of output. So now we'll discuss about the Verilog code for this circuit. First, I'm using Linux platform for this. So first I will create Verilog file of name cntr4.v. .v extension is used for Verilog programming. If it is system Verilog, then you have to use .sv. Now we'll type here the code. So as I discussed in the previous lessons, we have to write 2 codes. First is design code, then test bench code. So first of all, we'll write design code. The first step is to create the model of desired name. Now here I am giving the name up down in bracket. What are the signals we are using? So Q for the output, then clock, reset and up signal. So these signals we are using. And we have to declare inputs and output. So while declaration, you have to use the bits first and then name of the output. So I am using bits first and then name of the output, which is Q. Then inputs, clock, RST and up. And here you have to declare the type of the output also, which is a register. Now we'll write the always block, always at positive edge of your clock signal. Then begin. Now here we will use two conditions. When up signal is 1, then it will count increasingly from 0, 1, 2 like this till F, and when up is 0, it will count downwards, that is from F, then D, E, then D, and so on till 0. So it depends on the value of up signal. Now if we'll write the condition for if RST OR, so this indicates the bitwise OR operation with Q is equal to, now since these are 4 bits of output, so we will use 4 bits 1 1 1 1, and Q is assigned 0 0 0 0, else Q is incremented by 1. So this is the first if else condition. So when the output is 1111, means when the output is 1111, in that case you have to reset that output, otherwise increase that output. That means a reset terminal is applied, then output will come back to 0 position, because to count upside we have to start from 0. We cannot go beyond 1111. So for that condition we are applying reset here, so that your output will reset to 111. If it is already at 1111, it will reset at 0000 after application of reset. Otherwise it will start from 0000 with 1 increment at each interval till it reach to 1111. So this is about the up condition. Similarly, we will write for down condition, else begin. Again we will include one if reset Q is equal to, then Q is assigned the reverse of the earlier condition, which is 0000, else it should be decremented, because in this case it is acting as a down counter. So when it is acting as a down counter, we have to decrease the output by 1. So initial, this is about up counting. This if else condition is about up counting. When your output is already at higher position, then you have to apply reset terminal so that it will jump to 000. Otherwise your output should increment by 1 value. This is the meaning of this else. The first if indicates if output is already at 1111, then after application of reset your output will become 0000. This bitwise OR operator is used here. Otherwise your output will be incremented by 1. So else is nothing but your output is incremented by 1 till it reaches 1111, till it reaches 1111. So this is up counting. Similarly we have down counting, in which when it is 0000, after application of reset it will come to 1111, else it will decrement by -1. So you should start from 1111 and it will be decremented by 1 value till it reaches 0000. Again after application of reset it will be at higher end, which is 1111. So this below code is for down counter. So for this down counter, this code we have to use, and for above case, which is up counter, which is counting from 0 to F, we are using incrementation here, Q plus 4 B1. So this will end our module. So this if else, then second if else we are using for decrementing the value. And lastly we'll end this module by typing end module. So this end statement is for this begin statement. For this begin, and this end for this begin, and this is end module for this module. Okay, so this is about design code. Now we'll write its test bench code. So in test bench, again you have to declare, you have to use the model. So here I am using the name up down test TB. Again, as I discussed in the previous lectures, your output becomes register, your output becomes wire, and input becomes registers. So here the data type of all the inputs will become register here. CLK for clock, RST, and up. Similarly your output becomes wire, so wire, it is 4 bit, so 320 Q. Then up down, which we have used in the design code, the same name you have to use here, up down. Then the name, you can give any name variable inside bracket. You have to pass the same variables which we have used earlier. Then initial and we'll first use initial, then begin. To create the waveforms we have to create the dump file. So first we'll create the dump file. What is dump file and why it is used, how to use that dump file, all these things we have discussed in the previous sessions. So please visit the previous lectures to know more about this. Up down dot vcd and create dump variables 0. The name of the test bench we have given is up down test tb. Then here RST we will assign 1. Up we will assign 0. These are the initial values. And clock we will assign 1. we'll end this begin statement here. Then we'll use some timing constants. So always after 5 time units, clock will become the opposite. That means for first 5 time units the clock, if it is 1, then after 5 time units it will become 0, and again for the next 5 time units it will remain 0, and after that again it will become 1, and so on. Similarly for reset and up signal, we will use different timing here. So choose any value 80 corresponding to the earlier signals. So for reset and for up signal, and this will end the module of test bench. So previously we have written the code for the design. We have created the module up down. Then in that module we have declared the output and input. Then we have written the conditions for up and down. And then we have written the code for test bench, in which we have created the module up down test tb. Then again we have declared the inputs and output. We have mapped using the same module name as we have used in the design code, which is up down. We have created dump file for getting the waveforms. Now we will save this code. Okay, so now we will run this code. Once again we will go through this code. So in module we have created, in design code we have created the module of name up down. In that we have declared the variable. I have forgotten to use this if statement here. So in this I have included now this if statement, where we have used one value to up signal, so that it will count upside from 0 to f. Else, so this else statement is used for up is equal to 0. So no need to again use the same, because we have else statement and we have only two conditions. So no need to use the condition for up is equal to 0. By stating this else, it will automatically assume this is as for up is equal to 0. So this above code is for up counting when the value of up signal is 1, otherwise it will count down. And the next code is for test bench. So here also we have created the module of name up down test tb, and the file for the waveform observation is updown.vcd. Now we'll run this code. For that, use iverilog-o, then the name of the file cntr4.vvp, cntr4.v, and to observe the waveform use gtkWave, and the name of the file was updown, the model name updown.vcd. That will open your waveform window. So here the test bench is created, and the signals are clock signal, then the output signal which is 4-bit, then reset signal and up signal. All these signal we have to take towards the waveform window. Then reset signal and up signal, and you can observe its values. So initially for clock is 1, reset is 1, and up is 0. when up is 0, that means it is down counting. So initial output is F, and then it will count from F towards the 0. The next At the next cycle, after finishing the complete up, it will start up is equal to 1 and reset is applied. That means your all values will start from 0. The next cycle, it will count from 0, again F, again 0, and so on. In between that time interval, we can observe individually also. So at 0, when up is 0, initial output is F, that means it will count downside. Then next, you can observe in between also. It depends on what time interval you are using this. Now this is a bigger time interval. We can reduce this time interval to small time so that we can observe. Now this is initially after 160 second. As the time limits we have already set, according to that it will vary. Since it is 4 bit, so it is showing like this because it is 4 bits of output. So this is how you can observe the output at different time intervals. You can reduce this time and you can observe in within less time. F10, it depends on this up and reset values, right? So you can reduce this and you can observe at different time interval. So this is about the up down counter. In next session we will discuss about the finite state machine. First we will cover the theory, how to draw the state diagram for any given problem, and then how to convert that state diagram into the Verilog code, how to implement that diagram using a Verilog programming. So all these things we will cover in the next session. It is an important application of sequential logic, which is a finite state machine. So don't miss the lecture, which is upcoming lecture on Verilog programming. Keep visiting our channel. If you like the video, please subscribe. Thank you.